That's a good one for these waters, isn't it, Tofield?
Now that is a nice Pickwick smallmouth.
Ollie, but that's dinner.
O'Neill Outside with Travis Johnson is presented each week by Works Power Share. Share batteries, save money.
Hello again, everyone. I'm O'Neill Williams, and welcome to our program. Once or twice a year, I am privileged to get to visit Cajun Vista Lodge with my good friend Tofield Bourgeois. Fabulous place to go, and we really made it special this time. We flew out from the lodge to the Chanticleer Islands, Travis and I did, for sea trout. We caught 125 in 2 hours. You might want to put that on your list, Cajun Vista Lodge. Look them up and go, and you'll see it today on O'Neill Outside.
Come over here. I found him over there. Tofield said we don't want the babies, but I say anything that pulls is fun.
That's exactly right. If he stretches your string, you keep him.
The trout are up in this bend in the island up against the sandbar. They're chasing all this bait. And what I noticed is as soon as I get my feet out of the sand and start walking in grass, that's when I could start seeing the bait being chased a little bit more. You can definitely hear them. I see them up tighter to the bank over here.
Mm-hmm. What an adventure.
See, there they are. They've moved in tighter.
Over here.
Probably a little bit, that wind blowing. Who'd have thought you could stand in the Gulf of Mexico and thigh-deep water?
Yeah, I know. This was, what, a 40-minute plane ride? 40?
Yeah. There he is. Get something out of that.
Whew.
What you got? Oh.
Nothing, just...
Oh, I got one.
Got him?
He was pulling like a little bit better fish here. Maybe not.
Nope.
Hey, you know what?
What?
He will mess up a frying pan.
Yes, he will. It's just right.
Actually, he might be. I think he's a little on the small side.
You think so?
Just a hair on the short side. Try to catch another one out of there, and if it's another small one, we may work our way around the beach.
Okay.
Try to find a little bit bigger size. It's hard to walk away from fish.
That's the old...
There he is.
Ooh, that's the old tournament adage. Never leave fish to find fish.
Well, since you brought up a tournament, if we were in a tournament, you'd be getting your butt kicked right now.
You bet I would.
Look
Ooh,
at there.
That's a nice one. You got a sweet one on there now, boy. Good for you.
If I can.
You are showing me up something terrible now. You got to stop it. You got to have respect for your elders.
Well, I was nice enough to call you over here. I could have left you hanging out by the plane.
I mean, how many times have we ever said that?
What's that?
Next time I'll leave you by the plane.
Well, twice. Once in Canada and once
That's
down
true.
here. You did leave me in Canada one time,
Yes,
by
I
the way.
did. That's
You
okay.
don't lose your fish, and now we're starting to get into some better ones. Speckled trout.
Yep. I wonder, is that
caught out of a float plane in the Gulf of Mexico?
I wonder, is that the same thing as a spotted weakfish? I believe it is.
I gaffed him.
because of his weak mouth. I think that's why they call it a spotted wheat. On the Carolinas and the Atlantic, they call them spotted wheatfish.
You know what? I'm gonna call these
Dinner?
later on tonight
Yeah.
spotted fried fish.
Mm-hmm.
We're starting to get there.
O'Neill Outside with Travis Johnson is brought to you by your Southeast Toyota dealer. Let's go places. The Georgia Department of Tourism and Economic Development. Fire Aid. Don't fight fires, extinguish them. Bojangles' famous chicken and biscuits. Year One Muscle Car Parts. And by Georgia Power.
Yeah, that's the beautiful thing about these trout. Once you find them, there's a big old school right there.
They are aggressive, that's for sure. Oop.
There he is.
Oh.
Oh.
Missed him.
I'm gonna get in behind you here.
Yeah, he's
not alone.
he's not alone, and he's still hungry. I'm sorry I missed him. I felt him. I understand that some that some top water fishermen close their eyes when they're fishing, so they won't set the hook on the splash. They only set the hook when they feel the fish.
Right.
I can't do that. I'm sorry.
Yeah, a lot of times when you're top water fishing, you'll your reaction, he's still biting it.
Jerk it away from him. Yep.
A lot of times too, when they do that, if you see him short strike it, if you can make yourself not set the hook, just stop the bait.
I threw into
Just,
some weeds.
yeah, he misses it, just stop. And
Oh, like that?
yep.
Setting the hook on the splash again.
Yeah, when he does that, even if you jerk it away from him, just stop the bait, because that's a kind of a natural response. If he hits a bait fish, a lot of times it'll stun that bait fish and it'll just kind of hang out, so they'll come back a second time. Or, especially with trout, there'll be a second one in there.
I'm gonna throw over you.
Okay.
Down here, that's a bayou cast. How'd you like that? Bayou? You got that, didn't you?
Yep.
Got him.
Got him?
Yeah.
All right.
Sort of smallish. All right, settle down now.
Tofield's hung into one over there.
You got one going on over there? I'll have to
measure him.
settle down. That's not 12.
And the rate we're catching them, we can kind of cull a few.
Got him. Ha ha. We got to work our way through the little ones to the big ones, sir.
We do. I got one.
You got it? Good for you.
I think it's some more out of that same size bracket.
This vest that Tofield gets you to wear, it's got everything on it. Pliers, stringer, net, everything on it. And it really does truly make this fishing a lot easier. Babies. What would you want everybody to know about this place? There's 700,000 people right there. What would you tell them?
Tell them they're missing the boat. They ain't down on the bayou.
Okay.
Yeah, come on down, eat some good food, have some good fishing, and meet some good people.
Okay. How many people at a time?
Well, at this location here, we actually sleep 52 people. At the Cajun Vista and the Cajun Chalet, the other location actually sleep 18 people. But this place here is a really nice facility with a big dock. We can sit out here, ball some seafood, watch the shrimp boats pass by, stuff like that, you know. Have big fish fries. We do large groups all the time, but also we do small groups. Mom and pop, grandson, father, mother, daughter, whatever, it doesn't matter. So it don't have to be a corporate deal. It don't, it could be whatever. If you got 2 people, give us a call.
Okay.
We'll bring you out.
He's awfully busy year-round. how far in advance would you tell this person to make reservations?
Longer the better. You know, take that to your advantage where you look at the tide ranges and moon and stuff like that. Put it to your advantage. If it's short notice, we could do that too. Sometimes people call us in the morning, we fish the afternoon. So, you know, whatever works for you.
Okay. And so you're not a rookie. How long you been doing this?
I've been doing this 22 years.
Okay. Go to Facebook and NewOrleansFishing.com.
There you
It's
go.
on the screen right now.
There you go.
Way out at the end of the cast. Right into a school that was feeding. Last time I was here, Travis, with Towfield, about 3 years ago, this whole bay was full of giant Jack Crevalle,
Oh yeah?
and we didn't catch a single one.
Really?
Every time you hooked up, they took all the line. They took the line, the plug, they took everything. It might be a keeper, let me see. That's the one time that he didn't just wax them, was the time I was with him, but he said that the Jack Crevalle had never been in there. Like, they were 40 and 45 pound jacks, and we're using 12-pound test line. There was no,
Yeah.
oops, well.
You were kind of asking for it.
Yeah. That was a keeper, I'm afraid, but he's gone. I'll have to catch another one. One of the things that's so attractive about this, fishing with Towfield on this trip, or trips like this by plane, is that, ooh, nice fish, Trout, is the remoteness of where you are. I mean, let's think about it for a second. If this were a trip that was by boat alone, it would be, oh, it's a redfish.
Oh, look at there. I told you I thought I saw a red
Yes, you
fin
did.
a minute ago.
This is,
It wasn't that guy, but
this one's too small, of course. But by boat alone, this would be 3 hours or 4 hours to get here. That's why, see, look around. You don't see any boats, it's too remote. By plane, with that one over there, and Towfield Bourgeois at Cajun Vista Lodge, you fly out here in 40 minutes. Ooh, you got a keeper there, don't you?
oh yeah, that's no doubt a keeper. It's a small red, but I'm still kind of surprised. I told you that last run of bait, I told you I thought I saw a fin, a red fin coming up.
That one that you saw was much bigger than this one.
Oh yeah, well I mean, see his teeth in there? That's why you gotta hold them. You can't lip them like he tried to do on the first one. But he, without measuring, is definitely gonna be made into some sort of trout dish that Towfield told me about last night that I don't know how to say it.
That's a keeper.
Oh, we're getting into some better ones. If I hold him over the net, I'm gonna try to do this without getting tangled up. You see all that grass on that plug?
Mm-hmm.
They're hanging out around those grass beds. If you get into, like we're feeling, grass
missed
under our feet.
Boy, if you were to come over here with a float and a shrimp, you could catch one on every cast.
Oh, but what fun is that?
I know, I'm just saying. I mean, I wonder what the limit is. Oh, it's 25. 25.
So yeah, we got a long way to go, and Towfield said we had to fill up our limit so we could feed everybody at the lodge.
Okay.
Right there, see, I think we got this school surrounded.
Yeah, Towfield and Ginger are catching them like crazy down there.
That's another.
I don't know, that's a keeper, man.
You think so?
Yeah. Ooh, I just heard a swirl, big swirl.
Let's double check. Yep, he barely made it.
Yep, good. We've been fishing an hour and a half.
Probably thereabout.
And the 4 of us have caught 60. he keeps. My friend TJ was really smart. He would come up with tips just right out of the clear blue sky you would never think of. And here's one that'll work for you. You ever have your line break and you think, how'd that happen? Man, this is fresh line. What happened? Here's a way for you to test to see whether the guides on your rods might have been scarred or cracked along the way and you haven't noticed. Use a cotton ball and run it through the guide several times back and forth. And if there's any cracks in the guide, in the plastic, in the ceramic or whatever, then it'll catch to see if the guide has any cracks or anything in it. This one doesn't. What a great idea. You get to fool around with your tackle and you get to do something nobody else is smart enough to do. And that's a true turn tackle tip from TJ.
We have more with O'Neill and Travis, but first, let's thank these sponsors. Your Southeast Toyota dealer. Let's go places. The Whitetail Institute of North America. Research equals results. Fisher's Choice Canned Baits. Tough Shed, premier builder of sheds and garages. Check them out at toughshed.com. And by Southern Link Wireless. Now join O'Neill for this week's Big Green Egg wild game and fish recipe.
Redfish pot pie. You ever thought of that? Sometimes you don't need to fry everything. Sometimes you don't have to grill everything. Make it a pot pie. You can eat out it, eat it, and eat it. So I caught a big, giant redfish last trip to Louisiana, and you can only keep one over 27 inches. And I happened to committed suicide close to the boat. What can I tell you? So there you are. And the vegetables are already cooked. They go in. Where's my spoon? I can use this. Then some fried onions. Well, let's put the cream of mushroom soup in there. Hold on, I've got a spoon around here somewhere. Oh, there it is. Hold on. I had to tilt it up so you could see a little bit better. Let me get all the mushroom soup out of here. Then finally, and you might be surprised at this, is how it works so well, makes it taste so good. Fried onions. And when all that comes together, it makes for a great dish. Something to do with your redfish or other fish for that matter. This is a Pillsbury pie crust. Gil makes me buy them when I go to the store. I have to go to the store. Quite frankly, I have to do everything. Let me show you what that looks like. It's very simple. And when it cooks down, we'll put it on the egg, and you will have some cubed redfish pot pie, and you will be happy with it. I'll show you what it looks like when it's done. Doesn't take long. Redfish pot pie. I bet you never thought of that. Now you have. Get the recipe at o'neilloutside.com, biggreenegg.com. Big Green Egg, the ultimate cooking experience. If we were to have left camp, left camp this morning and came out here by boat, how long would it have taken?
You ain't got enough gas.
4 hours, 5 hours?
Yeah, it's probably about a 6-hour trip. You have to go around the Mississippi River.
Oh, that's
all
right.
The way around, so not an option from where we at. Now, actually, where we at, we're about 50 miles south of Biloxi, Mississippi.
Mm-hmm.
So which is say 50 miles from Mississippi, but from Louisiana, we're about 70 miles from
I
the
see.
Louisiana coast. So, yeah, I like picking islands where hardly nobody goes. And this is.
Well, the times I've been here with you, there's never been anyone here.
Oh yeah, well this is, like I said, it's a pretty unique place. There's not many places left in North America that actually you kind of have it to yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Besides, you go way north, Alaska.
Yeah.
So we way south. We totally opposite, and doing kind of the same thing. Flying out, having that unique experience, coming out here, looking. We stalking. This is like hunting. This ain't like a boat you pull up, you just throw to the point. This is we're in the water, one-on-one, getting eye level with the fish. It's a pretty unique, as you know. It's unique,
absolutely,
man.
Ginger, would you tell the women in the audience that watch this would visit here and do this. This is not difficult. I mean,
Oh, it's not difficult at all. No, and you know what? When you come, Tocqueville's right there with you. He takes you through all the steps, helps you out. It's not difficult at all. Nothing to be scared of, girls. Let's go.
Yeah. And get bit. Unbelievable. How many bites have we had in 2 hours?
Oh gosh.
200?
Yeah, oh
No
yeah,
telling.
easy.
200,
It's
200,
so much
300
fun.
bites.
It's fun. It never
And
gets
we've
old.
caught, with what we have over there, we've caught at least 100.
Oh yeah,
Awesome.
easy. Yeah,
Easy.
me and her right now probably on a stringer is probably pushing about 40 fish.
I see.
That we kept.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So tonight we're having some soft-shell crabs, some trout almondine, maybe some soft-shell shrimp, maybe a little bread pudding, So we don't bring these trout home. We're gonna have the chicken a la Piggly Wiggly in the corner stove.
An average morning with Captain Tocqueville Bourgeois out of Cajun Vista Lodge and New Orleans fishing. Just an average morning, that's all.
Nothing special.
Maybe you should give it a try. Closed captioning for O'Neill Outside is brought to you by Timbuktu Outdoors, making fishing and hunting convenient and ever more successful.